From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Happy Friday afternoon to you. The weekend is almost here. Now, we do have some chances for showers for some of us in the forecast. This is not going to be the type of situation where you need to cancel outdoor plans. This is the type of situation where you've just got to keep an eye to the sky. Because overall, we're not going to see a lot of activity out there. And we'll take a look at Futurecast and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So let's get right into it. A couple of things. Number one, it was hot yesterday. It's going to be another hot day out there today. So don't let the cooling trend that says here fool you, at least for today and tomorrow, because it's still going to be rather warm. It's really not until, say, early next week that we're really going to notice a big drop in our temperatures. And I mean big. It's going to be quite a transition. We'll take a closer look at that in a second as well. And of course, the chance for rain, maybe some thunderstorms here over the weekend and maybe even early next week. So for the rest of the day today, I think it's going to be a bit hazy, a little smoky for some of us in the inland areas, especially for northern Humboldt County and not to mention northern Trinity County. Otherwise, sunny skies, mid to upper 90s for those highs today. And then for the coast, temperatures somewhere in the mid 60s. Now for Trinity County, I've got the sunny skies in there, but again, keep in mind, we're seeing just some patchy haze and some smoke out there off and on throughout the day. Otherwise, temperatures in the low to mid 90s for your daytime highs today. All right, so let's take a look at the big picture here. You can see the big ridge of high pressure that was over us yesterday. See what's happening? It's shifting eastward. This is allowing our temperatures to at least start the cooling trend, okay? So yes, it's not going to be quite as hot as it was yesterday, but still hot nonetheless. These storm systems riding to the north are kind of helping with that. But another thing that I'm watching, and you have to look closely, see this little patchy gray area of clouds? This right here is an area of low pressure spinning. Now, this area of low pressure is what I got my eyes on because this is what's going to have the impact on our weather over the weekend. And exactly where this low goes will really have an impact on exactly where we see the showers and thunderstorms. So let's take you into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, see how it's getting closer. So here's what happens. With the area of low pressure kind of parked just off the coast, it's kind of in that perfect position because we've got the counterclockwise flow around that low. It's the east side of the low pressure system where we have what we call the most amount of instability, what we call divergence in the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is what gives us that upward lift that you need for showers and even thunderstorms to develop. But one of the factors that we got to play into the forecast here is the fact that, yes, we've got the lift, we've got the storm system just off to our west. A couple of factors really. Number one, this is fairly weak. This is not a very strong area of low pressure. But number two, there's not a lot of moisture for this system to work with. It's actually rather quite dry out there. That being said, we can usually with these storm systems just squeeze out some of the moisture, any moisture that we have out there, and that's where we're going to start to see the activity. Now, as we go into your middle of next week, that area of low pressure shifts down to the south, so the rain moves out. You see where the instability is now? It's off over here. It's not over us. Now, sometimes you get that wraparound moisture and we see that activity, but since it's so dry, we're just not going to see any activity, especially for Tuesday, Wednesday. But I've got my eyes on two areas, right? After this moves out, which that will move out, watch this over here and watch this over here, okay? So this area of low pressure will break off from Canada. Couple of things. Number one, this is a cold air mass, so this will keep our temperatures at bay. Now notice where it is. Remember what I was talking about? This is the side where you have the most amount of instability and we get the wraparound moisture sometimes. So you look at this, you go, it's not going to rain. And most likely it won't if this is the scenario that plays out. However, there are other long-range forecast models, including the European forecast model, that takes this low and actually has it almost right on top of us. That'll do two things. Number one, give us significantly cooler temperatures. Number two, bring us a chance for some rain. So for now, I'm including a chance for rain come Thursday. Now, once that moves out, we've got this coming in from the north. This will keep our temperatures cool. It will also keep the chances for rain in there, possibly even for Friday, but even into that next weekend. So overall, what we're starting to see are some changes, more from a summer-like pattern, which is what we typically see in the summer, right, to more of a fall pattern, fall type / winter type pattern, where we start to see these cold storm systems coming in from the north. Now, is that going to last? Could we see one last heat wave? It's not out of the question. There are times in October where we've seen heat waves come through. So we'll have to wait and see. But for now, we're seeing some pretty big transitions over the next week and a half. So for today, we've got the dry conditions. We take you into Saturday, things get more interesting because now we're seeing the thunderstorms popping up. But take note, I mean, this is not widespread. And this is not even a very strong thunderstorm. And a lot of times the forecast model, this one in particular, tends to overdo it on the overall strength of the thunderstorms. So this I don't anticipate to be a big deal. Okay, now we go into 5 p.m. tomorrow. You see how it's coming over Hoopa and even Willow Creek. That's why I've included the chance for Hoopa and Willow Creek to maybe see some activity here. And then if we go overnight, it's dry. But then we see another round coming in on Sunday. And you can see even parts of western Siskiyou County, same areas, right, where we can see the showers and maybe some thunderstorms on Sunday. Maybe lingering into Monday, but quite honestly, I think it'll be mainly dry on Monday for most of us. There's Sunday at 5 p.m., of course, it's drying out at that point, going into Sunday night. All right, let's talk about the wave heights, and this is what it looks like today. Actually seeing the wave heights drop a bit here for this afternoon. So there you can see about 5 feet, down from about 6 to 7 feet we saw yesterday. And it looks like we may see them increase a little bit, especially as you start heading way out to sea here, but maybe not as bad as you head a little bit closer to the shore. And that's for Saturday. So your marine forecast for today, of course, your low tide was at 6:51 this morning, but your high tide will be at 1:28 this afternoon. And there's going to be some haze and some patchy smoke out there as well. All right, so here's what it looks like today. So we do have those temperatures in the mid-90s for places like Weaverville, Hayfork, but Trinity Center, Ruth, probably more like the mid-80s. Now, it's showing a high of 102 degrees for Willow Creek. Honestly, I think that might be overdoing it. I think we'll be mainly in the upper 90s for places like Hoopa and Willow Creek, 95 degrees for Garberville, and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s for the coast. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. And what we have here is Saturday, Sunday, Hoopa, Willow Creek. I think chances for showers, maybe some thunderstorms. Mainly, though, I think just some leftover showers. But as you head into southern Humboldt County, Garberville, for example, I think you'll be dry all weekend long. All right, now Weaverville, Saturday, Sunday, maybe, just maybe, even lingering on into Monday. But check this out. As we go to Tuesday, Wednesday, it's dry. Look at this. That's what I've included. I've included that chance for showers on Thursday of next week. Keep a close eye because that may change. It depends on where that low pressure system goes, but because I'm seeing that potential, I'm including it in the forecast for now. All right, let's take a look at Eureka 7-day outlook. We've got partly to mostly cloudy skies. Your typical forecast, really dry conditions. Temperatures are going to be, especially overnight, should be looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 50s.